The spiritual journey is the healing journey. And the healing journey that we're all on is the spiritual journey. They're synonymous. Healing isn't just for some people. Healing is a reconciliation so that we can abide. This is good. At first, it may sound boring, okay? I promise it's not. So we can abide as neutral. What does it mean when we're in a neutral state? Some of you know Kim Beekman. You'll probably hear, I hope you hear the sound bite in your head. She says, neutrality is your best immunity. Now, here's what neutrality isn't. Neutrality isn't resignation. Neutrality isn't an inner dialogue that says, well, there's nothing I can do. Neutrality is a felt experience and an inner state. What does it mean to heal and reconcile our life story? Well, you are the main character. This is the hero or the heroine on the adventure of your life. We all are spiritual beings having human experiences here at Earth School. We came here to learn, to heal, to evolve, to grow, so that we can remember what we are, not who. Who is an identity and identifications. We're here to remember what we are on an adventure, right? Think of the movies or the books that you love. Most of the movies and the books you love, even if they're nonfiction, tell the tale of a central character that has traveled through joys, terrors, sorrows, lostness, finding oneself, having mentors show up at the right moment, at the right time, coming back into your center. For any Star Wars fans, do I have any Star Wars fans here? Okay. There was a scene. Okay, cool. There's a scene where, you remember when Luke shows up at Jabba's palace because he's coming to get Han? So there's this character who he's been MIA for a while because he's been with Yoda out at Dagobah. And he's finishing his Jedi training. And when we meet Luke earlier on, he's whiny. He's the young hero, right? He finishes his Jedi training with Yoda, and he shows up at Jabba's palace. And I remember seeing this as a kiddo, and I noticed, ooh, his energy is different. He showed up present, clear, grounded, neutral. Now, he had a job to do. He had a plan. But he was in a neutral state. So neutrality means we reconcile all the aspects of our life story that have a charge. Here's how I know when I've got a charge. Charge shows up in real time, in the living moment at play. It's how I interpret what I'm perceiving or I'm experiencing. Any part of my life story that's not reconciled is going to play out in the living moment right here, right now, so that I can work through it. I can heal it. I can grow. I can evolve through it, or I'll miss it and I'll make a mess. And then I'll think about it later. I'm like, oh man, maybe that's not what that person meant. Maybe I wasn't being left out. Maybe it was something else entirely, right? We jump to our assumptions and our interpretations through the lenses of our soul wounds in our life. All of us experience wounds to the soul. There's five broad ones: abandonment, rejection, humiliation, injustice, and betrayal. We receive them in our life and we deliver them. And we can sometimes deliver them completely innocently, and yet it's unavoidable. When we experience the soul wounds between 0 and about 15, That's when our survival strategies and our egoic structure, which is designed to protect us, it's like, ooh, I don't want to experience that. So I'm gonna get a strategy here. So I don't really believe that I don't matter. Or and if sometimes if our if a soul wound sounds like internally, I don't matter, or I would be rejected, how do we compensate for that is sometimes a people pleaser can emerge, right? Why? Innocently, because we don't want to experience that again. We don't want to experience being left out or rejected. So this is the innocent journey that is universal. This is universal. So these meditations afford us the opportunity to have potential direct experiences where layers of reconciliation, sometimes it's in big chunks, sometimes it's just a little thin layer through direct experience, allow for us to release some of the effects of these soul wounds that we have received and delivered. Healing simply means the return to the embodied felt sensations of our wholeness. Reconciliation is the art and science of recollecting what seem to be fragmented senses of ourselves that are stored in our memories that are just waiting to be reconciled. Sometimes I envision memories as like I'm walking down a corridor in a hotel, big, tall, rectangular hotel. And each door, I can just touch it and it opens. It's like, oh, there's another younger version of myself. That's what reconciliation is. We're going and sitting with one memory at a time and healing those. And what I love about the practices we'll share together is you don't have to go in with any plan. You get to relax and let the practice lead you intuitively and instinctively. You're the director here. You have the final say of how your practice goes.